Hey, thanks for coming. Do you know what's real? What is the definition of reality? Is it something that is permanent? Is my hand real? Besides the issues with language, what really constitutes reality? What is truth? Is truth and reality the same thing? You know, there's optical illusions that, and people like Escher, they do the drawings and you can't tell which way is up. Or people like Salvador Dali, where the timepieces are all running. Different types of reality. The Vedas talk about reality as the ultimate reality is God itself. And there is a name for God called Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means existing forever, eternal. And that's an interesting concept in itself. So, if God is something eternal, how come we don't see things that are eternal around us? Is that why people don't think there's a God? And what does the mind have to do with all this? Well, and truth. Let's talk about truth. Truth is something that remains the same over time. That's a definition of truth. Truth is something that doesn't change. So based on that, if we're out driving in the city and one day we drive by an abandoned gas station, say, a week later or a month later we drive by it again, the gas station's been demolished. You may not even remember the name of the gas station. We project reality out of our mind. Let me explain that. When you're growing up, you see a flower. If you're in England or America, that's called a rose. If you're in France or India, it has a different name. So there has to be some sort of agreement between people in order to say that we agree that this is reality, besides language and stuff. So things are only relatively real in all the stuff we see around us. So, in order to talk about truth and God who is here eternally, we have to develop a different set of perceptions. We have to look at things with a different perspective in order to see the underlying, unchanging reality. And it all has to do with the mind. It's your mind that changes and puts a wrapping around things. So that if this is just an object, when I call it a hand, it's something different because the mind has put a form and an outline on it. If I talk to you and talk about a cow, Somebody might think of a brown cow. Somebody might think of an Angus cow with the black and white spots. So that there's a slippery slope about this relatively real reality. And underlying it is the thing we call God. So the question becomes, well, if this is relatively real, why does it seem to persist? Well, that may not be so true either. Again, if you understand the mind, you become to understand that there's different realities, and you can change between realities by changing your mind. We talked about the many worlds theory and quantum mechanics. So this is just another aspect of it, and if you can train your mind to change perspectives, you can change your reality. And as science advances, it starts to give us those opportunities to change our mind. One sort of thing is I have like the Soham mantra. That will change your perspective over a period of time, because it tells you that God, even though you can't see Him, is with you, with your breath. So if you want a technique to change your reality, I recommend the Soham mantra and the technique with the breath with it. You will see a difference in your reality very quickly. Everything that you see around you as real, you come to understand it can't be changed. Different perspective. Underlying all this then is that change of perspective points to the hidden God. So I thought I'd just share that technique as a mind changer. Thank you.